Let's see. Oh, is it working? Is there going to be an echo? Yeah, there's an echo. Why is there an echo? Hello? I'm wondering why there's an echo. Why is there one? Okay, hold on. Let's see. There we go. Is this much better? Hopefully the audio isn't going to be bad. I can't hear anything. Okay. It's gonna get annoying. Is this thing even working properly? Oh, this is so annoying. Why there's an echo. This wasn't like this before. doesn't make sense, but maybe I should just mute my audio after all. As usual, I go over the story first. So, do you guys hear an echo? It's like double and triple. At this rate, I'll just not even talk. It's just gonna do that echo the entire time. Every time I want to talk, it never works out. Please tell me if there's an echo. If there is one, I'll just not even speak, so then I won't be annoying. Yeah. $5,000. It's not even worth it. Even if it's a Spanish big brand. Look at the unique skins. Please let me know if you hear an echo, because on my end I can hear an echo. And if you do, I might as well not even speak, because I don't know why every time I do this, it ruins. It always happens. really different designs for each tier, I guess. What now? No. Let's see. Thousand balloons for this Sotos Del Mar. This is for every camouflage. These are old guises. No. Let's see. Does that do anything?
Nicely done.
Maybe it did. It's just muted me. Apparently not. Still hear the echo. It's 150% credit boost for 2 detected.
All, lend us your fire!
%, get 1 defender to capture, sister capture. Alrighty.
We dance with danger and what?
Now I don't hear the double, triple echo. Okay. Kheper. The Keeper. Scarab Beetle, Ancient Rebirth of Transformation is a US Tier 6 premium battleship based on North K. Equipped with 9 16-inch guns. Highest AP shell damage at here tier. Okay, I didn't do a compare and contrast because I have no idea what these ships were, but I like gold. I like gold. little bit of reflection and reflectiveness to the gold as well. So, let's see here. What is it? Okay, standard American DCP. 382 health per second, duration of 28, reload time of 80. Get 3 of them. And then you can swap out catapult fighter with spotter, standard spotter, or secondaries. Enhanced targeting. Also, for those who are new, which I appreciate you for subscribing, I cover everything in detail. And when I mean that, I mean like Citadel. Oh yeah, they did change the UI as well. I didn't realize that as well. But I cover everything in detail and such, so just bear with me. So, but mainly the best thing, to fire resistance. As if hit points of 58,000, torpedo damage reduction of 19, fire resistance of 30. Interesting. So obviously you had, it's based on North K, so 9x9s, 16-inch guns, firing range of 15.9, reload time of 32, turret traverse time of 45. It has a 1.7 sigma. Let's see. Vertical dispersion of 131, horizontal dispersion of 218. Okay, now I gotta learn about those because I am illiterate when it comes to that. Now, how do I... Oh, okay. I just have to press details. So AG shell damage of 5,700. So 820 meters. That goes like, I think, semi-standard American. 36% fire chance. 68mm armor pen. Okay. Maximum AP shell damage of 13,100. Wait, isn't that... That's pretty... Wouldn't that be this tier 7 AP shell damage on a tier 6? And the muzzle velocity changes as well, so it goes actually slower when you use AP shell damage on, or AP on this ship. Interesting, interesting. Then obviously the acceleration or velocity of the shell decreases over time, so makes sense that it goes the fastest at point blank and then slower at max. Ricochet angle 45, guaranteed ricochet angle 60, arming threshold of 68mm. Amount of armor the shell needs to hit in order to arm the AP shell fuse time. Okay. Put secondary armament in a different category now. Fire range of 4.5, 6 seconds. 1,800 damage, and with a 5% chance to set fires. 91 AA. Holy crap. At a tier 6, 91 AA. Truly American. You gotta love it. So at 2.2, it's 218. At 5.6, 134 damage? But then at 3.9, 294. Well, if you don't want to deal with carriers, I guess this thing is very unique with that. As I feel like this is like one of the few tier 6s that actually have a 90 We're probably the only tier 6 that has a 90 AA defense. Maneuverability, ooh, 27 knots. I mean, it is North K. It does kind of go slower than, like, you know, Massachusetts and such. Actually, no. That pretty much goes around the same speed anyways, so what am I talking about? Wait, a rudder shift of 8.6? 8.6 second rudder shift? Go away, Fleet Cup. I'm trying to, like, you know, be mesmerized. Holy crap. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, so bear with me. 8.6 seconds on a battleship? What? Well, you're gonna be very lucky if you pull this ship, I'll tell you what. I mean, it does have bad Sigma, but holy crap, 91 AA defense, and you get an 8.6 second rudder shift. Man. 14.4 by sea. Let me do the calculations real quick for you. So 14.4 minus 10% concealment. So that will go down to barely 13 kilometer detect. So I think it's a slightly higher or so, because I believe like Nelson can have like 12.3 or 7. So okay. Range by air is 11.5, and firing in smoke is 13.9. I can't believe it. 8.6 rudder shift and 91 AA. It's like not bad AA either. Okay, it's been a while since I've looked at North K, but is this armor scheme? It looks like it's a lot tougher. I mean, obviously the bow and stern are very weak. I think it's the same anyways on North K. But I can't remember the whole armor scheme for North Carolina. But anyways, you guys want to look at the Citadel on this. Oops, wrong thing. So, it's pretty much waterline Citadel, from what I can tell. Or maybe a little bit above waterline. Just a wee bit above waterline Citadel. But that armor though, what? 37mm deck, 32mm sides. Okay. So obviously you just shoot at the bow and stern, you should be fine. As long as you shoot at that. 16mm side plating for the torpedoes. Okay, let's see. Exterior design of the ship draws inspiration from the Kheper or Scarabeo, a powerful ancient symbol of rebirth, good fortune, and transformation. I'd say. But hey, if you want a good battleship that has apparently an 8.6 rudder shift and good AA, I think the only ship at tier 6 that has like a 91 AA or 93, I'm sorry, AA point category, then you might as well get this, or hope you can get roll out of a crate. That's insane though. Or, yeah, no, it was 91. Mirage. Italian tier 7 premium cruiser based on Amalfi. Primarily focused on torpedo damage, enhanced torpedo reload booster. She also exhaust smoke generator. Okay. Torpedo focused Amalfi. Okay, I have to say this skin looks pretty nice. Not gonna lie, I really like the detail on it already. And my dog is barking. Holy crap, they went out with the gold on this thing. This is a tier 7, or well, premium Amalfi. Now, what is this? Oh, okay, duh. The SAP that you can swap out with the AG. Standard DCP. You get obviously the exhaust smoke generator. Defensive AA if you really want to replace it. No heal. Oh wait, no. You have to swap out the torpedo reload booster for the heal. How are they gonna make a torpedo based Amalfi? But anyways, hit points of 42,800, torpedo damage reduction of 19%, fire resistance of 37%. Main battery 203s, pretty much. Yeah, 14.5 without SAP 25 traverse, so show grouping of 2. Would that just mean 2.0 Sigma? I guess? If it just says 2 rather than like 1.8 or 1.7? I don't know. HE shell damage of 3,200. Pretty good velocity. Fire chance of 17%. Armor panic of 34. AP shell damage of 5,100. 910 meters a second. That's pretty high. Minimum ricochet angles. Fuse timer. 34mm pen. Okay. Secondary armor then. 12 by 5, 4 seconds. 1,300, 5% fire chance. Torpedoes. I guess. Do Amalfi torps go 62 knots? Because apparently this is supposed to be torpedo based Amalfi, but I'm not seeing that already. Maximum simulated damage. Simulated amount of torpedo damage that factors in aspects of hitting a hypothetical target enemy. Okay. 95-second reload. 1 kilometer range by sea. Okay, like standard 12-kilometer torpedo range for Amalfi. Why give this thing a torpedo reload booster when you're not going to change anything about the torpedoes really? Maybe like the speed or maybe reload, I guess, but I don't know. I'm illiterate when it comes to some of these ships. A defense, 88 damage per second at 4.1, 143 at 0.2.2, and 135 at 4.4. See, 37 knots, probably goes up to 38.1 or so when you add this speed flag. Starting circle radius is 680, rudder shift time of 5.5. That's pretty low, isn't it? I mean, it's been a while since I've actually looked at Amalfi's stuff, but 5.5? That North Cape battleship had 8.7 second rudder shift as well. 11.2 detect by sea, 6.8 by air, and 6.3 in smoke. I think Amalfi had that like layering armor scheme in the center. But man, that's a huge bow just to shoot at. $27 mils. This 30mm armor belt. Now, that is a pretty large citadel, if I do say so myself. Pretty much nearly comes up halfway to the ship. But obviously, if you angle properly, you should be fine. 150mm citadel armor belt. Emerges like a golden palace, gliding across the desert of the sea, dazzling, surreal, and serene. But what appears as wonder soon becomes wrath to those who come as foes. So, just a premium Amalfi, but they slap a torpedo reload booster on it, which you can switch out for the heal, by the way. But it doesn't. I don't know. Now I gotta look at Amalfi to see what they actually changed with this thing. Now, this is the only ship I looked at and knew it was Navarran. Tier 8 premium battleship based on Navarran. Excellent concealment, impressive secondary battle range, making her highly effective and close. Okay. So, great concealment and secondary battle range. I do say the designs look pretty cool with these ships, especially the Amalfi one. I like that one the most. So here's a duplicate of Navarran, unless there's some drastic changes in the secondaries. Obviously limited DCPs. 811. Did Navarran? No, Navarran didn't have like super heals like this. Also, you get 3 of them rather than 2. $811 health per second with the duration of 20. So that's like, you know, a semi-super heal. Nothing unique with the enhanced secondary targeting, like unlike Dyson and such. But you do get 4 of them. So I wonder what they actually changed, because isn't Navarran's base secondaries like 7? So HP 72,500, damage reduction, torpedo damage reduction of 18%, fire resistance of 40. Okay. Main battery, yeah, 3x4s, 406s, 16.7 firing range, reload time at 35. That's actually, I think that's pretty high. I think that's a higher reload time. Turn time of 30. Obviously they rotate, well, the back guns at least. Shell grouping or a sigma of 1.5. I believe that's supposed to be the sigma of it. Yeah. Let's see. HE shell damage of 5,850. Slightly below muzzle velocity. And fire setting chance of 41%. Maximum AP shell damage of 11,000. Let's see. Secondary armament. So 96. 8.2, 130 mils. Fire range of 7 kilometers. Reload time was 6 seconds. Let's see, HE shell damage of 1,800. 9% chance set fires. Armor pen of 27mm. Okay. Then 18 by 130 mils. 7 kilometers. Reload time was 6. So pretty much the same. 1,800 damage and 9% fire chance. Okay. But 96 armament. I guess because of all the 130mm that it has. Like, am I going crazy? Does Navarran actually have that high secondary armament? I mean, it could pen 27mm. And it does go pretty fast for secondaries. Also has 89 AA defense. 407 damage per second at 2.8, 5.8 at 100, or 102 damage per second at 5.8, and then 202 damage per second at 3.9. And now I gotta look at these ships again to make sure I'm not losing my mind. Maximum speed of 27.5 knots. Rudder shift time of 8 seconds. Like, 8-second rudder shift. Obviously they don't have these, so times it take to reach full engine power for maximum acceleration, 23 seconds? I mean, I guess if you add obviously the engine thing to it, it reduces it by half, so it'll be only like 11 seconds, I guess. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. I'll try it on one of my ships in a little bit. Detectably range by sea of 15.2. Didn't they say like this thing's supposed to be a good concealment? 15.2 minus 10% concealment. 13.6. I guess that's fine for a tier 8. It would just depend on how far your secondaries can go, I guess. Range by air is 12.2, and firing guns and smoke is 14.7. Now, she is armored. 32 millimeter bow and stern. Yep, 32 millimeter. Very tough ship to kill. Side plating of 32 millimeter torpedo protection. Dang. 32 millimeter sides as well. And the deck is also 32 to 35 millimeter. Got it. Now what about the Citadel? Oh yeah. There's the Citadel. About halfway up the ship as well. Well, at least for the back end of the ship. It's like a little bit halfway for the front part. The Mahtaga. Secondary reach. Okay. Mahtaga, cloaked in blazing gold. This giant is all fire and might, not even the fiercest ship or storm can hold her back. Holy crap, I can't even read. It was the fiercest storm. Now, Sharki, 32,500. So what makes this destroyer more precious than BA Montana? It's also legendary. Why are they increasing the legendary price? Sharki. Exterior hides the danger within. Mysterious special. Sharki is a German legendary tier destroyer based on Z52. Solid HP pool, some of the highest AP shell damage among destroyers, respectable torpedoes, and improved sonar. There's no shot they're gonna give this thing 5.9 sonar and leave Z52 in the dust. There is no way that it's gonna get like 5.9 kilometer sonar like how Z52 had. Ain't no way. Because when it says improved sonar, that means the range. And they nerfed Z52's sonar range by 0.3, which may not seem like a lot, but Schonberg pretty much has the same range as Z52 with its sonar, and that's a tier 7. Apparently has improved HE as well. So let's see. Standard DCP. Smoke duration of 20. Dispersion time of 77. Reload time 240. You get 2. Speed boost. Standard speed boost for Germans. I know, 5.7. Wait. Did they just do the same thing? Why say improved sonar when it's just going to be based on Z52s? 0.2. Okay. Or is it because it's Z52 sonar that means it's approved? Hit points of 20,800, fire resistance of 40%. Main battery, you get 128 millimeters, 3x2s, 10.8 kilometer range. That's actually pretty high, isn't it, for DD? Really slightly higher. Reload time of 4.1. Shell grouping of 2, so 2.0, I guess. Max shell damage of 1,000, or HE shell damage of 1,500 with a 7% chance. That could pen 32 millimeter. Now, AP shell damage is 3,000 with 21 millimeter armor threshold to pen. I think this is pretty much the Z52. 2x4s, 10.5 kilometers, 69 knot speed, reload time of 90, 13,400 damage max, 1.4 detectability range by sea. AA 56 damage at 5.6, 133 damage at 3.9, and 94 damage at 5 kilometers. Maneuverability 37.5 knots with a 2.3 second rudder shift and a 700 meters turning circle radius. Seven 7.1 kilometer range by sea, 3.5 by air, and firing guns and smoke is 2.6. Wow, look at that armor. This vessel is as beautiful, mysterious, and dangerous as the night herself. Her sleek form hides devastating force. Okay. Now, maybe I'll just do a video about these comparisons that I'm thinking about. Obviously, one crate for 1,000, 10,000 doubloons for 10 crates, and then, you know, the little bonus of 18,000 doubloons for 20 crates, or you can just buy this whole bundle and you get every ship for 74,000 doubloons, as well as the commander guises. Oh yeah, there's this little thing. Japanese Tier 4 premium cruiser Desert Falcon. What is she based off of? Oh yeah, the Fudetaka. That's what it was. Okay, so this is the only way to get this ship, is to buy it for $20, but you get 3 of these Sunduq crates, and you get the Tier 4 premium version of Fudetaka, but I don't know, would they change the stats on a Tier 4 as well? .7, 3.7 sonar, get the catapult fighter, 30,700 hit points, fire resistance is 17%, main battery, 6x1s, 2.03, 13.4 range, reload time of 13.5, 36 turret traverse time, I'm getting hiccups all of a sudden. A 7... Wait. I can't even remember if Fututaka had 17% chance to set fires. But 3,300 HE shell damage, 4,700 AP damage, 17% chance to set fires with Fututaka. I gotta remember that. Because if I add my AL Tago to it, that's 25% chance. Secondaries, 4x1s. Yeah, they're not gonna do much for you. Torpedoes, 2x4s, 10 kilometers, 59 knot speed, reload time of 94, 15,100 damage. A defense, we don't even need to talk about it. It's about very weak it is. 34.5 knot speed, turning circle radius of 750 meters, rudder shift time of 2.9. Concealments, range by sea is 10.7, range by air is 6.4, and firing guns and smoke is 5.9. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a comparison, like a compare and contrast video later on against all these ships. 48. Did Fututaka always have a 48mm deck? Can't remember. It's been so long since I played some of these ships, or actually all these ships, really. Or, well, looked at their stats. A very high citadel. Might as well go up to the ship. The whole ship. Like a falcon soaring across endless skies, the ship moves through the sea like strength and grace. Okay, so that's the only way to get Smart Falcon is through the $20 bundle crate, but you do get 3 of those Sunduq crates and hopes to get one of the ships or guises, I guess. I don't know, I might buy it. But, okay, I do just want to check one little thing. Did she always have a high fire chance? Okay, yeah, she did. I do like how you can see the buffs and downgrades for these ships as well. Oh, it even tells you the initial amount that it already had. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, okay. If it does that, then it should change the acceleration, right? Oh yeah, no, duh. The ship doesn't have it. Let's go with Gokase. I know, it doesn't change the engine spool time. Guess it only changes this. 30 knots. Okay. Obviously, I did show off the Azur lane stuff. There is no new commanders. It's just reruns of the previous ones. But you can buy everything individually as well. So you can buy all the commanders besides the Tago, the skins, and ships, just as a little reminder. Oh yeah, there is a bundle in the store for Montpellier for $15. You get the commander, you get the ship, and I think it comes with the flag as well, but I'm not so sure. But you do get the commander and ship for $15. So I'm just saying, I'm probably gonna buy that, honestly. I don't have Montpellier. Have the commander, but not the ship. Anything in the bureau? Nope. So, before I get to the campaign, here is the new calendar that goes for 3 weeks. You do get some of the little Spanish crates throughout this, 2 of them per week, so you get 6 small Spanish crates, I believe. Obviously you get 1 big one here, then you get a flag for the Spanish fleet and insignia, and then with the proper cruiser commander, Pascal, Cervera, y Topete. So, base trait, Enduring Spirit, incoming damage from shells, torpedoes, and bombs to your cruiser per 1% HP lost, which goes up to a maximum of 0.2% per 1% HP lost. You do get Ingenious, that's pretty good. Get full speed ahead, and then, okay, his unique ability, Forewarned Command, cruiser main battery reload time while detected by enemy ships from 4% to 10%, but cruiser detectability time after firing main battery guns plus 35%. So I believe that will be around 20, instead of 20, which is the base for everyone, it goes to 26 or 27 to be unspotted. You get On Second Thought, which is pretty nice, or Sponge, then Fixated, Fully Packed, Refill Station, and the new legendary skill, Honorable Sacrifice, shells in your cruiser's ready rack +1. Cruiser maximum HP goes down every I guess it reduces the health every time you level them up or rank them up. So from 7% HP decrease to 4%, and main battery reload time for cruisers with ready rack +55 to +40. So that's the new Spanish cruiser. I thought the ready rack was gonna be like a preloaded holy crap. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. You get 3 of the new Azur Lane crates from this, so you get 3. Very generous. I have no idea what this gives. Holy crap, 1,000,000 credits? Okay, that's actually good. So if you need some money... Oh, it's like 3... Okay, that's 3,000,000 credits in total. And you get a... I think it's a coupon for... I think it's like a 1 doubloon coupon for any tier, or like any of those paints for the Spanish. I'm pretty sure that's what it is because it has that little paint roller on it. Oh yeah, there is a new collectibles thing. Oh, that's annoying. Hey guys, there's a new collectibles thing. Oh yeah, by the way, you need to get all these ships to get everything. How lovely. Beneath the golden sky, so you get one Sunduq crate from this as well. And with 5 promotion orders and the flag. Just before that, I know you're waiting for me to get to the ship. Well, it's just a tier 2 Mendez Nunes, but I'm pretty sure it does come with either a big or a small Spanish crate when you complete one of these sections, so. Hector. So you do get some Spanish crates off the rip. Don't want to buy that, that's for sure. Hector. This thing look a little freaky. So DCP, pretty much standard for tier 8s and such. Get some repair parties, 687 health per second, duration 20. Get 2. Sonar, 3.4 range, 4.9 kilometer ship detect. A duration of 100 seconds, reload time 180. You get 2, or you can swap it out with AA defense, which I don't know why you want to, because it's actually a pretty good sonar. Consumable duration of 90. Dispersion time of 10. Reload time of 160, and you get 3 smokes. Let's see, survivability. 34,400, 7% torpedo damage reduction, fire resistance of 40. Hello, Sly Canadians. I don't have my chat open, otherwise I'm going to lose my mind if I hear myself speak. So I'll pop in once in a while. So you get 7x2s, 133s, 133 millimeters. Main battery fire range of 15.3, reload time of 6.7, which probably can go down to like 5.8 or so. You do get fast turret traverse time of 9 seconds. Shell grouping of 2.005 or 2.05. That's pretty high. So max HE shell damage of 1,900 with an 8% fire chance. 22mm armor pen. Maximum AP shell damage of 2,550 with also 22mm armor pen threshold. Torpedoes, you get 4x4s that go up to 12 kilometers, 62 knot speed, reload time of 96, 15,753 damage, and the detect is 1.3 kilometers by sea. AA defense, 85 damage per second at 2.8, 107 damage per second at 3.9, 69 damage per second at 5.8, and 92 damage per second at 2.2. Maneuverability, 34 knots, with a 4.5 second rudder shift, and a 760 meter turning circle radius. Concealment of 11.1. So how much would that be? 11.1 minus 10%, so 9.9, or well, 10 kilometers. Well, obviously, if you add more skills to it, it goes below that. 6.7 range by sea, or by air, and firing guns and smoke is 4.2. Obviously, with the Commonwealth Commander, it reduces that firing guns and smoke. Very weak bow and stern. Pretty much anyone can go through it. Pretty sure everyone can go through this ship if it's not 14-inch guns or below. .25 millimeters. You get 27 and 51 millimeter deck. 25 millimeter sides. See the Citadel? That's a pretty big Citadel as well. What is that? 114 millimeter Citadel armor belt? Excuse me for 1 second. There we go. I need a water break. So that's Citadel right there. Might get Citadel a lot from this ship or not. Depends on, I guess, the angle that you're at or how far you are. So Hector. In 1936, Great Britain started designing a cruiser based on a smaller version of the hull of the Southampton-class cruisers. As a result, the Fiji-class ships were developed. However, had Great Britain decided to build full-sized AA defense cruisers, a project could have been implemented that embodied a AA defense cruiser based on the hull of a Belfast-class ship. Year design, 1945. You know, when they say that, and then I think of the 63 AA this thing has, it's like, is it really a ship based on AA if it only has 63 AA to it, you know? Doesn't kind of make sense. I'll tell you what. That's a Hector. So, oh yeah. Look at that, there's the little flag and everything. Too bad they can't put, like, you know, the Commonwealth or the Pan American into, like, one category of, like, of the other nations. It's like, yeah, no, we gotta make it difficult to find. But here's obviously, oh yeah, since I got those commander crates, you're definitely gonna get one of these immediately because he's gonna be brand new, or you can unlock him for 900,000 commander XP, which I won't do. So let's see here. Casto Mendez Nunez. Honor before ships. Seed detectability range of -3% max and my +3% movement speed max. Obviously pretty much standard things for, well, any base universal commander, really. So that's the only unique thing is his base trait. And yeah, but you're probably gonna, you need to play this commander anyways if you actually get any of the Spanish crates, or Spanish ships I should say. Here we go. Now, I'm only gonna spend like 5 seconds or so on these things, because I know you guys are not here to look at tier 1s, but I look at everything in detail, so it's gonna be very, very short. I promise you that. And when I mean very short, I'm only gonna look at these things for like 2 seconds or so. Armor. Then let's see. 1930s, Spain began building modern mine layers named after Roman gods. The Jupiter-class ships were also intended to serve as gunboats, requiring them to be equipped with strong artillery. While still under construction, the lead ship of the Jupiter-class was captured by rebel nationalists. After her commissioning, she joined the blockade of the Republican coast in the Bay of Biscay, intercepting transports and laying minefields, one of which later sank rebel battleship España. Entered service 1937, ships in the Series 4. Look at the little thing. Navarra. Here's all the upgrades. 1,000 health. If knot speed. But however, I'm probably going to go over the details of the ship or the history of it. So overview. Navarra, named after Victoria Eugenia of Battenberg, wife of the reigning Spanish king. This ship was laid out in March 1915. The project was influenced by the design of British cruiser Birmingham. The ship served in the Rif War 1923-26, underwent a major overhaul from 1928 to 29, and was transferred to the Naval School in Cadiz in 1930. After the Second Republic was proclaimed, she was renamed Republica at the start of the Spanish Civil War. The ship was seized by rebel nationalists. She was renamed Navarra in 1937. Entered service 1923. Ships in the Series 1. Slowly but surely, I will get to the higher tiers. I need to know what the ready rack was, because I thought that was like I guess a preloaded main battery burst, but from what I'm reading, doesn't seem like it at all. Here's the buffs or upgrades for the. Hey, what happened to putting the whole name and everything? Sonar at tier 3? A rare occurrence indeed. Unless I'm thinking wrong, but probably thinking wrong. 3 kilometers, 4 kilometer ship range or detects. 23,300 health. 11.9 range, relay time 11.5. That's pretty high shell grouping. Obviously, everything is in the AP. Because I'm pretty sure they're supposed to have better AP than HE. I mean, that's a huge margin by like 800. So. But I think after this one, I'll properly read the rest. So I do not bore you, but if you do come back, everything will be timestamped. I will guarantee you that. Because I do that with every stream that I do for every update. Not every update, because they didn't implement that like a few years ago until, you know, like a year or so ago. Hello. Oh yeah. I gotta look at that. The Epic AA mod. Look at that citadel, I'll tell you what. Or is this like the actual... Yeah, see, so why do they abbreviate this even though they removed the abbreviation for like everything else? They like forgot everything that they did like literally last update. Anyways, the full name is Almte Cervera. In 1922, with the help from the British company Armstrong, Spain started building new cruisers based on the E-class design. The Spanish version differed mainly in the layout of its propulsion systems. At the start of the Civil War, Republicans attempted but failed to take Almte Cervera out of port, and she was ultimately taken by Franco's side. The cruiser took part in the coastal blockades, supported troops advances, escorted convoys, and fought in the Battle of Cape Palos. Entered service 1927, ships into Series 3. There we go. Okay. Hold on, I need another water break. Okay. Let's see here. But now I'll probably go over these from Tier 4 and up. There's all the buffs. AA mount. You rarely see that. So sonar, 3-kilometer torpedo range, 4-kilometer ship range, 100 seconds. Get 2. Survivability 24,900. Torpedo damage reduction of 4%. Fire resistance of 13. You get 4x2s, 152 millimeters. Firing range is 12.4. Reload time of 10. Traverse time of 18. Shell grouping of 2.15. See. HE shell damage of 2,200. Fire setting chance of 8%. With armor pen of 25 millimeters. AP shell damage of 2,900. Muzzle velocity of 900. Oh, for both of them too. As well as a 25 millimeter armor threshold. Torpedoes, 2x3s, you get torpedo range of 6, torpedo speed of 59, reload time of 88. Maximum damage is 11,136. AA, damage per second 41 at 3.9 and 36 damage per second at 2.2. Maneuverability 33 knots. Turn circle radius is 680 meters with a 5.6 rudder shift. Concealment at 12.5, range by sea 6.3 by air, and firing guns and smoke is 4.8. Obviously very weak armor, unless... Isn't that an icebreaker, right? It is, isn't it? Yeah, 38 to 76 millimeter. Jeez. At least you can angle. You can like just hard angle anything if it's like near you. That's the whole citadel. Alright. 57 to 76, but obviously, I mean, I'm pretty sure you should be able to angle in this and, you know, ricochet. Obviously. But, you know, if you're giving straight broadside, then you might be dead. That back gun doesn't look good, but the third gun does. So you could probably get 3 guns on every salvo. Now, overview. Galicia. With the Republic's establishment, cruiser Principe Alfonso was renamed Libertad. Just used to seeing that battleship on PC. At the outbreak of the Civil War, she stayed with the Republicans despite being commanded by Franco's cousin. At Cape Tenes, Libertad, so used to saying that now. Anyways, scored several hits on Nationalist heavy cruiser Baleares, and she went on to fight enemy cruisers at Cape Palos. The ship was later damaged during several Italian air raids when Libertad fell into the hands of Francoist government. She received the name Galicia. Entered service 1925, ships in Series 3. Oh, speaking of, here's Baleares. What do I think of the Spanish cruisers? I mean, I'm barely looking at them just now. So, because what I do is I climb up the tiers, so I kind of like to skip the 1 through 3 tiers, because I know people would not be interested in them. 25-second reload. Okay, now I need to know how this racking system works. 27 base. What? Okay. Does it say? Here we go. Okay. I'll get to that in a bit. DCPO 60. Okay. The same sonar as the tier 3 and tier 4, so don't worry about that. You do get AA defensive fire. I just gotta know how this racking system works, because I thought it was gonna be like, I guess a preloaded main battery booster, you know? Where obviously the first salvo is shorter than using both salvos, but, you know, obviously the second salvo will take longer to reload. Anyways, hit points. 30,300, 10% torpedo damage reduction, fire resistance at 20%. Main battery, 4x2s, 203s, 13.2, reload time of 27 seconds, ready rack reload time of 2.5, reload time for each shell in the ready rack. So the shells reload individually? Shells in the ready rack, number of shells, okay. Main battery turret traverse time of 22.5, shell grouping of 2.15. Max HE shell damage of 3,100, muzzle velocity of 855, fire setting chance of 15, armor pen of 34. Dang, alright. 4,800 AP shell damage max, but muzzle velocity is the same, and you also have 34mm arming threshold. Let's see. Secondaries 4x1s, 88mm, 4.5 range, 4 seconds, 4% chance to set fires, 8x1s, 120mm, 4.5 range, 3.5 reload, with an 8% chance to set fires and 1,700 damage, or HE shell damage. Torpedoes, okay, they go up by 1. 7km torpedoes, 59 knot speed, reload time of 80, simulated damage of 14,000. That's pretty good. I mean, they're pretty much just rushing torpedoes, really. Maneuvering distance. That wasn't there before, wasn't it? Is it supposed to be like the Shimanto and like the Hawk torpedoes and such, I guess? Pretty sure that's how it's supposed to go. Let's see, 9 damage per second at 4.4, 85 damage per second at 5. Max speed of 33 knots, rudder shift time of 6.7, turning circle radius of 740, concealment of 12 kilometers by sea, 7.2 by air, and firing guns and smoke 6.8. Okay, very weak bow and stern for a tier 5. I guess some tier 5s have weaker, but no. Let's see. 25 side plating, that's not bad. Yeah, 25 to 51mm. Deck of 38. Alright. Armor deck slope. Okay, slightly underwater, a little bit above compared to the other ones. It does have that slight slope to it as well. Let's see there. Anyways, the overview of Baleares. So what is this? Revolver. Main guns can fire several times with a short interval between shots, but reloading takes longer than usual. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. So it gets 2 salvos, but I guess if you have the Spanish cruiser commander, you get +1 per turret or gun, I guess. I mean, I hope I can roll one of these ships out of a crate, but I highly doubt that. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Baleares. In 1926, Spain ordered 2 Washington Treaty cruisers, Canarias and Baleares, named after Spanish archipelagos. Their construction was delayed until the Nationalists seized the shipyards and sped up work. Baleares joined the Malaga offensive, raiding shipping and coastal defenses before being sunk by Republican destroyers at the Battle of Cape Palos. Entered service 1936, ships in the Series 2. So I'm pretty sure that's the racking where you can get what, 2 salvos early, but obviously it takes a longer reload time to really reload if you use both salvos. Like, I think probably the regular salvo is going to be like 10 to 12 seconds, and then if you use both, it's going to be the whole 25 seconds. So you better make sure you use it wisely. But that's only from tier 5 to tier 8. Tier 4 does not have that. So I'm hoping I can get tier 5 or tier 6 and can show it off, but I highly doubt it, because I used up my luck. Here's all the buffs. Plus 8 AA mounts. Yeah, see, 24 seconds. Well, 26 seconds base. So you probably would just want to reduce the reload time as you can. So, DCP. Wait. The tier 6 gets a heal? Okay. 185 HP per second, a duration of 28, and you get 2 base. Sonar, the same sonar as the tier 5s, which is 3 kilometer range for torps and for ships, and then lasts for 100 seconds. And you now get a catapult fighter. You get 3 of them. Whew. Survivability 37,200, torpedo damage reduction of 4%, fire resistance of 27. Main battery. Get 4x2s, 203 millimeters, a fire range of 13.6, reload time of 26. Ready rack reload time is 2.5. So I guess what that means is the time it takes for the next rack to ready when you're going to use the second salvo. Unless it reloads the shells individually, I'm not sure. Main battery turret traverse time is 25.7. Max HE shell damage of 3,100 with a 15% chance to set fires. With a 34mm armor pen. AP shell damage is 5,100 with also 34mm. They both have 900 meters per second to reach the target. So they're going to be pretty fast shells. 4x2s, 100 foot, 5mm for secondary armament, 5 kilometers range, 3.3 second reload, 1,200 shell damage, and 5% fire setting chance. Torpedoes. Oh, the torpedoes are slowly going up. 2x4s, 8 kilometer range, 61 knot speed, reload time of 106. The max damage is 14,862 damage for the torpedoes. So I guess they slowly go up, similar to like how like the German battle cruisers get like, you know, more and more stuff and more extended range. Because it was like what, 6 before, now it's 8. 8 defense, 94 damage per second at 5 kilometers, 31 damage per second at 3.9, and 27 damage per second at 2.2. Maneuverability, 860 meter turning circle radius with a 7.1 second rudder shift. Concealment, 12.8 kilometers by sea, 7.7 by air, and firing guns and smoke is 7.3. Weak bow and stern for tier sticks. Let's see. .25mm deck. Okay. 30mm armor belt. That's not bad. Let's see. Yeah, 25mm for that as well. The Citadel, a little bit elevated as well. Or, well, it's nearly halfway up the ship, really. Asturias. Ties between the fascist regime in Italy and the Francoists strengthened after the latter claimed victory in the Spanish Civil War. These ties also manifested themselves in the field of naval construction. Spain planned to get to grips with the latest achievements in Italian shipbuilding in an effort to strengthen its fleet. Italian company Ansaldo furnished Spain with 3 projects for a heavy cruiser that differed from each other and the composition of their armament. One of the options included 4 203mm twin gun mounts. Year design 1940. I can kind of see how it's Italian with how close the guns are and the design of it. Tier 7 Cataluna. It's 25-second reload for its guns. See, 200 HP per second, a duration of 28 seconds. You get 2 heals. Oh look, the sonar changed. So, torpedo range is 3.5 kilometers and ship range is 5 kilometers. Still the same duration of 100. Same catapult fighters. Let's see, survivability 36,800, which goes up to 40,000 with the upgrade. Torpedo damage reduction of 7%. Fire resistance 33. Now you get 3x3s, 203mm. Firing range of 14.2. Reload time of 25. Same amount of ready rack. Turret traverse time is 25.7. Show grouping is 2.15. AG shell damage is 3,100. Fire setting chance of 15%. Armor pen of 34. AP shell damage is 5,100. With also 34 millimeters. They both go 900 meters per second for the velocity. Secondary armor 6x2s, 128 millimeters, 5 kilometers, reload time of 4 seconds, 1,500 HE shell damage maximum with a 5% fire setting chance. Torpedo launchers. Oh, I guess they stopped there at 8 kilometers. So range is also 8 kilometers, speed is 61 knots, reload time of 106 seconds. Okay, pretty much the same damage of 14,800. AA defense at 91 damage per second at 5.8, 94 damage per second at 3.9, 48 damage per second at 2.2. Maneuverability 37 knots, so it can go up to 38 knots. 850 turning circle radius with a 7.2 rudder shift. Detectability range by sea is 13.3. Range by air is 8. And firing guns and smoke is 7.7. So let's see. 13.3 minus 10%. So you got about a 12 kilometer detect if you just add the concealment mod 3 to it. See, there's some semi-decent armor, although, you know, it's a very long bow, so you're probably going to get hit by 15 and 16 inch through the bow like that. Alright, yeah, 25 millimeter. Okay, so the deck is going to be 27 millimeters for where the guns are. Hold on. Oops. Had to let my dog out. That's the armor for it. It does have a pretty big citadel. But obviously, you know, angling at the right time can help and save you. Let's see. Overview. Cataluna. After the nationalists proclaimed victory in the Civil War, ties between Spain and the fascist regime in Italy built up momentum. Suffering from a scarcity of modern ships of all types in its service, Spain planned to study the latest advancements in global shipbuilding, including those made by Italy. The Ansaldo Company came up with 3 heavy cruiser projects. Oh, okay. So, one of the projects provided armament to be made up to 3 203mm triple gun mounts. So this is the second ship of that Italian company that made up, because the Tier 6 was also one of those. This gun angles would be good on this thing. Andalucia. Let's see. Okay, 15.6 kilometer battery range. Hit points of 48,100. So, ooh, this thing has a 28-second reload time. I thought it would have lower, unless it has bigger, high-caliber guns. There's DCP. There's the repair party. 262 HP per second, a duration of 28, and you get 2. Okay, same sonar as the Tier 7, which is torpedo range of 3.5 and ship range of 5 with a 100-second duration. Same catapult fighter as well. Survivability 43,800, torpedo damage reduction of 16%, fire resistance of 40. Main battery, okay, yeah. So 3x3's 234 millimeter main battery. You get 14.2 kilometers of range, 28-second reload base, 25.7 second turret traverse time. Let's see. HE shell damage of 3,500 with a fire setting chance of 16 and a armor pen of 39 millimeters. AP shell damage of 5,900 with also the same parameters, with also the velocity is 841 meters a second, so it's slightly slower than the Tier 7. Secondary armament, 6x2s, 128s, 5 kilometers, 4-second reload, HE shell damage of 1,500 with a fire setting chance of 5. Torpedoes. It has slightly better torpedoes, just slightly. I think it only the damage only went up by 1,000, but it's 2x4s, torpedo range of 8 kilometers, torpedo speed of 62, reload time of 106. The max damage is 15,600 rather than 14,600. AA defense. 134 damage per second at 3.9, 82 damage per second at 5.8, 134 damage per second at 3.9, and 65 damage per second at 2.2. Survivability 36 knots, max speed, 800 meter turning circle radius, rudder shift time of 7.9. Concealment of 13.3 kilometers by sea, 8 kilometer range by air, and 8.4 kilometer main guns and smoke. I gotta let my dog in, I'll be right back. And thus I am back. So, oh wow, they really do have. No, I guess that's decent for cruisers at tier 8 with the bow and stern. Such. Well, I think. Ooh. So he wants torpedo protection, 27mm. There's the armor belt of 40mm. Is that a spaced armor? Unless I'm just seeing things. No, there has to be. Who knows? Maybe this thing won't get Citadel as much if it goes broadside. 27mm deck. So 16-inch can go through it with ease. Armor belt of 27mm as well. It's like the inside of the ship, I guess, for the deck. And there's the whole citadel for Andalucia. It's pretty big. But it looked like this thing had space armor, no? It definitely looked like it had spaced armor to it. Good morning. See, 30mm torpedo bulkhead. 80mm deck. Oof. Let's see. Andalucia. In 1938, Francoists, Spain developed several destroyer and cruiser designs displacing 7,920 meters to 19,000 tons. The largest project, 138, quote, a cruiser with a speed of 36 knots, unquote, proposed multiple main battery options from incorporating Battleship España turrets to a more common layout of 3 triple gun turrets with 203 to 254mm guns. Year design, 1938. There we go. So, let's see here. There is also, I don't have it, but they did implement this, which is the AA Guns mod. And so, I think, what is it? What is the buff supposed to be? Look it up real quick. But as you can see there, cooldown time for all consumables minus 10%. Average AA damage per second plus 25% increase. And I believe they should have listed it in the patch notes. I'm trying to look it up real quick. Hope you do not mind the wait. Here we go. So the epic mod for this increases AA damage output by 5% whenever you shoot down 5 airplanes, and when you shoot down 25, your AA continuously improves by 25%. And then the legendary mod is increased main battery, secondary battery, gun reload speed by 3% per every 10 planes shot down. And then at 15 plane shutdown, increases main battery and secondary battery gun reload speed by 15%. And they did, see, they did change some things, right? Yeah. So the aiming systems mod used to have the torpedo traverse to it, but now that's been moved to here, which also got a buff, plus 20%. Because I think it used to be like plus 7 or so, right? Yeah. And then let's see here, DCP. So the DCP should be this. So the duration increases by 20% now as well for the damage control system. So if you don't, you know, if you're like getting burned up and all that, it increases it by an extra 20%. And then I believe, let's talk about this. No? No, it's here. So the rudder shift time for the mod 2 used to be 20, but now it's 25% as well. So yeah, the AA mod does seem pretty powerful, but it's like you kind of need a teammate just to play an aircraft carrier if you want to use its full potential, you know? Because the hybrid ones are pretty difficult to kill because, you know, they have all that health with it. But it could be really insane if like you're able to shoot down that many planes in a game, you know? You just have to fight like a Kaga or Shokaku, really, to shoot down that many planes. But I don't know. It's sort of just worth it just to get the cooldown time for all consumables by 10%, you know? The epic mod and legendary mod, I don't know how worth it that will be entirely. You'd have to play like a specific AA ship, but then carriers would just avoid you anyways since you're playing that ship, you know? I did want to look at something. Actually, no. I don't think it would do anything really. But I think I've covered everything for this campaign. Unless I'm missing something, which I don't think I did. Oh yeah, the AL Richelieu and Formidable got buffs as well. And Navarran. So, but the AL Richelieu, its reload time got reduced from 30 to 28.5. Shell damage, HE shell damage increased from 5,800 to 6,300, and fire setting chance from 38 to 40%. And AL Formidable, for its bombs, AP bombs improved from 45 to 50 degrees ricochet angle, or minimum ricochet angle, and guaranteed ricochet angle for AP bombs from 60 to 65. But I think I've covered everything, right? Well, let's see here. German Unity Day from September 29th to October 6th. Can get Leipzig out of that, I guess. There's obviously the ranks coming out from the 16th to 22nd, 23rd to 29th, and 30th to 6th of October. And Fleet Cups as well from September 13th. Yeah, I think that's really about it. But, and like, a little bit after, I'm probably gonna start tagging and having timestamps for everything, so you don't need to worry about going through the whole thing, because this probably lasted over an hour with how much stuff I covered. Because I like to be detailed. I don't like to skip over things and such like that. But that should do it for this update. And no problem. But yeah, hope you liked the video, or well, no, not video, live stream, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.